Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel with my husband. So, for the topic today is why the foreigner retired in the Philippines. 5 reasons.
I don't know if I got five. I'll do my best. All
Thank
right.
you, Daddy Paul.
No worries. I would say I know the two major reasons would be kind of a 50-50 split, I guess, if I had to guess. Number one would be, again, it's a 50-50 split. I'd say number one, for me at least, was economics. I can simply live cheaper here than I can back home on a fixed income pension. And that pretty much is for guys like older guys like me
Yes.
that have a social security or a pension or a retirement. And some guys have really big pensions and retirement funds or amounts of money coming in, and they still come over here simply because you get more bang for the buck. There's a price to pay for that. You don't have a lot of the modern conveniences, so there's a big trade-off between the two. But I think especially for someone that's on a fairly limited, what we would call low income or almost poverty level even in America, where I'm from,
Yes.
you're not going to be able to make it. You're not going to be able to have a car and an apartment and buy groceries and pay insurance and all these things that come along with the American lifestyle. And so out here, you can live on basically 1/3 of what it costs to live where I'm from all the little conversations I've had recently with people. I just read from a number of people and sources that more and more Americans are financing their groceries. They're putting food at the market on their credit card. Their dollar just isn't going as far. And so they got a lot more month than money. And that's a really scary position to be in. And so those that can escape that and are sick and tired of being sick and tired of being broke all the time. And I don't think anything puts more stress on a human being, male or female, than finances or lack of finances and worry and fretting about, will I be able to make it this month? Will I be able to make the bills? Um, so that's a big, big driver, not just for the Philippines, but for a lot of Asian countries.
Yes.
And Central America, same thing, just out of, America or Canada. I don't know the story about Britain very much, but I talk to a lot of Canadians, Australians.
Yes.
They all come over here and they can just live, their dollar goes farther. But it comes with a trade-off. You get what you pay for sometimes. So you're going to have to put up with a lot of anomalies, especially here in the Philippines. Number two reason, definitely, if not the number one, I don't know if I've got them flipped back and forth, is an opportunity to meet somebody that they're attracted to. And so as you get older and older and older, your chances to meet somebody as a male that you would be attracted to or who would be attracted to you also diminishes a lot. I think of it as a funnel. The top of a funnel is very, very wide. So when you're in your 20s and your 30s, that funnel top, there's much more opportunity. And then as you grow older and less attractive and less viable, that narrows down to a very small hole at the bottom. Where out here in the Philippines, you can not necessarily reverse it, but the funnel or the hole or the opportunities
Yes.
becomes much wider for you. There's just the fact of meeting someone that you're more attracted to and who are attracted to you is greater. So I guess the odds are in your favor. Third reason
Yes.
would be probably um, politics and the general mood of the society that you're living in. It will wear you out. In some cases, all the bickering and whatnot that's going on right now. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you take, but it's a constant knockdown, drag out. Families are actually being divided just by politics in America right now. And sometimes you just have to turn off the noise. One of the smartest things a person could do these days, I think, is take the TV off the wall and put it in the closet. Just don't watch it. Just go about your day and try not to get engaged in those conversations. But no one's going to do that. So I would say just an overall dissatisfaction with the way their particular country, and then not just America, but anyone, the rules, the regulations, and the changes that have been taking place will kind of put you off of it.
Yes.
So you start looking for another place to go. It's remarkable. 44%, I think was the last number I heard, of Americans are looking to move to another country. And it could be for either of the first three reasons that I just mentioned.
Yes.
I don't pretend to read minds. I just know where I'm coming from. What would be a good number 4? Change of scenery is always good. Just get out of your routine and try something new, try something more challenging. Maybe there's things that you've always wanted to try. And again, it goes back to affordability. I guess if you wanted to go scuba diving, you can come out to the Philippines. I'm not a scuba diver, but if you wanted to come out and go scuba diving, there's a lot of opportunities, again, to do things like that, hiking, biking.
Yes.
Relive your youth and start riding a motorcycle again. I wouldn't ride a motorcycle in America if you paid me, but out here, I'm comfortable with it. It's weird to navigate, but it's just a lot safer in my mind out here, believe it or not, than being on the freeway, especially back home. So there's that. So that's 4 things. And then I don't know if I can come up with 5.
Yeah.
There's an aura of being invisible in America where I'll speak for men. Men feel like they no longer count or are appreciated in America anymore. And you get to my age, you're really just kind of a guy that's taking up space. It's like, get this old guy out of the way. What's he doing here? He took my parking space. We're no longer contributing to this society. We're simply taking from it. And we're more of a burden than we are being productive. And out here, old age and elderly people, older people, just automatically get more respect
Yes.
than they do back at home. So people here tend to look up at an older person, male or female, for their wisdom, for their life experience.
Yes.
And they are polite to them, and they're kind to them. And I can't tell you how many times someone has assisted me when I'm looking lost, or
Yes.
I've fell off my bike a couple of times.
Yeah.
Speaking of motorcycles being safe out here, I've gone down, but people just come rush over and
Yes.
help you. You know, I don't know if that would happen in America, or if they would just whip out their phones and start videotaping it and not get involved. Maybe they would call an ambulance, but they wouldn't really put hands on. I can't attest to that completely, but it's the vibe that I get. So that's pretty much it. I think that people that come out here, more and more are actually a lot younger than I am. It's a new trend. People
Yes.
in their 30s, 40s, 50s are coming out here. They came out with this new digital nomad visa that I know very little about. It's got a lot of requirements. So I don't think that it would really work for a lot of guys that are just getting started in social media
Yes.
or YouTube or anything like that. But it's another option. And then I don't know. I think that's about, I'm sure the guys in the comments can come up with 15 reasons.
Yes.
And there's plenty of people in the comments who are going to come up with reasons not to move here. Those tend to dominate the comment sections, is why you're foolish to come here, why you're stupid to come here, you're a loser in your own country, she only wants you for your money. Yeah, it gets redundant as hell. But that's what you're going to see in the comment section of this video.
Yes.
So
do you have advice for the foreigner? Because you have comment with me in the YouTube. He said, "Can you advise if they have the foreigner for the plan for retired in the Philippines? Do you have to advise?"
Do I have advice?
Yes, for the first time the foreigner to retire in the Philippines.
Yeah, I would give it. I don't like to give advice because I don't know people personally. Them, I'm comfortable giving advice to. The general public is difficult without knowing their exact situation. But I think I just said it on another channel that lower your expectations, do a lot of research. If you come out here or anywhere else, just slow down is my two favorite words. Slow down. When you get here, give yourself some time to settle in, give yourself some time to acclimate. You may discover that you don't like it at all. It may not be at all what you envisioned, but give yourself a fair amount of time to see if it works or if it doesn't. I gave myself 6 months, and I always told myself, when I came out here, I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I really didn't. But I always knew, and I told myself this, which calmed me down. I mean, it just lowered my blood pressure, if you will. That if I didn't like it over a certain period of time, I gave myself 6 months to say, okay, this is going to work or it isn't. And I told myself, if it doesn't work, there is nothing stopping me from buying a plane ticket,
Okay.
go back to America, start working again where I left off, okay? Rent another apartment or buy another house or you take on another freaking car payment, and just say, hey, I gave it a shot. I tried, and it didn't work.
Yes.
That's not failure, okay? That's actually success. If you come out here and you hate it, well, okay. There's foods that I've tried.
Yes.
That
Filipino food.
Well, not just that. I mean, I'm thinking specifically of sushi. I remember distinctly the first time I was invited to go out for sushi. This was in the 1980s. And I said, there is no way I'm going to eat raw fish. It looks like bait. And I went with another couple. And my friend's girlfriend just took a piece of tuna sashimi.
Okay.
And actually, while I was complaining, she shoved it in my mouth. And I started chewing on it. I said, well, this is really good. Okay. If I hadn't have tried it,
Okay.
I wouldn't have known. And now you know how much I love sushi.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Especially the salmon.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
salmon, the tuna, you
It's
name
very
it.
delicious.
It's all delicious. So to me, and some people still have that mindset. So you come out here, this may or may not be your sushi. It may be something that you love or something that you can't stand the taste of. But I think just not coming out here ever and seeing for yourself, and it's easier said than done. I mean, some guys are not in a position, especially if they're still raising families and they've got kids in the
Yes.
school, hardly hard for them just to pick up and move the whole crew over here. I think it's my advice, as you said, is geared more towards guys that are probably single,
Yes.
possibly married with no kids, and the wife and the husband have been coming out here. We've been
Yes.
seeing more and more of that. Married couples coming out here, and for the aforementioned reasons, stretch a buck, get away from the politics, get away from the noise, get away from the neighbors. Make new friends, find new things to do, explore their hobbies, kick back, retire, relax, and do it for a third the price. So not everybody's out here looking for a girl. Not everybody's out here looking for love. Not everybody wants to surf every day. But I think just the bare basic fact that the pressure is so much reduced by the financial burden being reduced.
Yeah.
That was huge for me. And it still is to this day huge, that it's just so inexpensive to live here. And you can choose what budget you want to live on. You want to live on $1,000 a month? People say that's impossible. I would disagree, because there are people that I know that are doing it. Would I live like they do? No. Does that make them wrong? No. Does it make me right? No. It's just two different guys that have two different viewpoints.
Yes.
And I'm good friends with a lot of them.
Yeah.
I know guys that are knocking down 5, 6, 7,000 a month, spending every penny, and perfect.
Yes.
Enjoy. Go for it. You got it. Live it. Spend your kids' money.
Yes.
You know?
But
So-
Dipo, you're the first time here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
You're very excited, or what are you feel? Because me, if I go to the, you bring me in the Thailand,
Mm-hmm.
I feel nervous. I'm not understand to myself.
You're nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
I was never nervous. I never had any fear whatsoever because I had a backup plan. I always knew, like I said earlier, that if it didn't work, big deal. And I just go home. I just go, pick up the phone and call my friends and say, hey, you got an opening for me? I need to go back to work, pal. And go, yeah,
Like
okay,
back to
come on.
beginning
Yeah,
again.
come on in, Paul. Fill out the forms. We'll get you through H&R real quick and send you down for a license, and that'll be that. And so I know what's to be nervous about. To me, it's like a long vacation, 6 months,
I
right?
see.
So
Yeah.
on the 6th month and after 6 months, I did commit. I also told myself I wasn't going to spend a lot of money on any one thing.
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't. I rented an apartment. I rented a scooter. I didn't buy anything that would hold me here, and I didn't buy anything that I couldn't walk away from. That was another thing I told myself before I got on the plane. Do not commit hardcore to anything. A female, an object, a material object, a place. I didn't want to. I signed a month-to-month lease when I lived over at Highland Villas. It
Yes.
was month to month. They wanted me to sign up for a year. I said, nope, I will not. I'll sign month to month. I'll give you first and last. And if that's cool with you, it's cool. If it's not, it's not.
Yes.
And they saw things my way. They said, okay, well, we'd like to have you as a tenant and just give us 30 days notice. I said, that I can do. And so I lived there for 2 years, right?
Yes.
So that was how that rolled. But advice to guys, I would just come over if you can, if you so desire. And you may come into a city like Dumaguete, and it's not your cup of tea. And the other thing is that Dumaguete is not for everyone. I really think Dumaguete is geared more towards like us,
Yes.
where it's a slow-moving place. It's not
Yes.
a big nightlife place. It doesn't have a red light district. It doesn't have all these, crazy places
Yeah.
that you go to. It's just, I call it Sleepy Dumaguete. It's got restaurants, it's got coffee shops, it's got malls.
Yes.
It's getting bigger. It's
Yeah.
getting more crowded. People complain there's too many expats here. I always disagree with that. But I'm going to get some hard numbers here soon because, as you know, I met with the embassy people.
Yes.
What was that, yesterday or the day before yesterday?
Monday.
Yeah, Monday I met with the embassy guys. We're in town. And he's going to talk to immigration and he's going to talk to the mayor. And he's going to try to funnel me some numbers as to how many expats or foreigners are really living here in Dumaguete. Because I asked Google and I
Yes.
asked ChatGPT,
Yes.
but I don't trust their responses. I want to get real-time data, which he promised to get for me. So
Yes.
that's something that's cool.
Yeah, he's very nice man.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yes. So that's it, guys.
That's it.
Yes. So Daddy Paul answer for the question. So
Thanks
see
for
you.
having me on, baby.
Thank you so much, Daddy Paul. And guys, see you next video. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.